Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about self-worth. How do you rebuild your self-worth after a failed relationship? And it could be a relationship, a friendship relationship, a romantic relationship, or a relationship with a family member. So, when things go wrong in that relationship, how do you rebuild your self-worth? Because a lot of times when things happen in life, especially with our relationships, it tends to affect our self-worth. So when there's a problem, when a problem arises in your relationship, you try to fix it, you do your best, you put in all your effort, you get help, you do all you can just to fix that problem. But then sometimes it never works out. That relationship, that problem doesn't get fixed. And because of that, you tend to lose trust in yourself, which could lead to, loss of self-esteem, low self-worth, and sometimes even your confidence starts to deplete. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to rebuild your self-worth after a failed relationship. Before I share my thoughts, I think the solution starts from the point where we ask ourselves this question, because I don't think men have this problem where if a relationship did not work out, they lose their self-worth. I don't think it happens to men. But with us women, a lot of times, in some cases, we tend to lose our self-worth, our self-esteem because of a failed relationship. So I think the question, or where we should start from, is asking ourselves, like, why do I lose myself, or why do we as women in general, why do we lose our self-worth or self-confidence because of a failed relationship or a breakup? Okay, so yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Yemi, and this channel is all about inspiring you to own your life, live up to your potentials, and to be your best self. I make videos on personal development, self-discovery, and lifestyle design for women. So please feel free to subscribe to the channel, turn on your bell notification, and you can go over the videos on the channel to see some of the things that I do on the channel, and so that you know that this is a good channel for you, this is a good fit for you. All right, and please stick to the end of the video, watch the video in general, because I don't think what I'm going to share, this very important life-changing relationship hack, I don't think I'll wait till the end of the video. So somewhere along the lines in this video, I'm going to be sharing that. So please stay tuned and watch the video to the end. Thank you. So back to the question I asked earlier. I think that we lose our self-worth after a failed relationship because of the investment that we put into that relationship. And most times, most women are emotional. We are very emotional as women, so, all the emotions that you put into the relationship, all the finances, all the, the openness, the vulnerability, sharing a lot of yourself with that person, your time investment, all of those things just went down the drain, and it just feels like, you start to doubt yourself. You start to question your ability to make better choices, or you just start to question yourself. But I think that if we are going to rebuild that self-worth, if we are going to rebuild that self-confidence, then these three key things that I want to talk about are very important. I think if we have these three key things at the back of our mind, then we no longer lose our self-worth to a failed relationship, right? So the first thing to remember when you're trying to rebuild your self-worth after a failed relationship is to know that a failed relationship is not about you. It is about the life of that relationship. Yes, it is not about you. Again, it is not about you. It is about the life of that relationship. And yes, relationships do have a lifespan, okay? Relationships have life. It has a start, and it has up until the time that it became a failed relationship. That's the lifespan of that relationship. And just with anything that has life, you have to nourish it from the foundation, and it should have a purpose. With every relationship, it has to have a good foundation. It has to be nourished, and it should have a purpose. The relationship should have a purpose, right? So, with family members, right? Your family members are there. The purpose for which they are there is to have your first point of contact for help in life. God allowed us to come through parents so that they will be our first point of contact to guide us through life. So there is a purpose, and there is a foundation, and then your constant relationship with your parents, the training and everything is the nourishment that they put into that relationship. So imagine people, when you start a relationship without a purpose, let's just see how it goes. And with friendship, sometimes we don't think too much about the purpose or the goal. You just see somebody, you like them, you just be friends with them, and let's just see how it goes. And with some relationships as well, you guys just probably see each other and it's just like, let's just see how it goes. And I'm saying this because that was one of my own experiences as well with one of the relationships I had when I was a lot younger. It was just, let's just see how it goes. I wasn't really, I knew at the back of my mind that this is not the person I wanted to end up getting married to or anything like that. I was just like, what, let's just see how it goes. But when the relationship ended, I ended the relationship. It wasn't the guy that ended the relationship, I did. But it still had a way, it could have affected my self-worth, but I'm the one to just quickly snap out of a situation. But it did cause me to think about, myself for a little while. I almost doubted myself for a minute, because I'm there thinking, okay, why did I allow this to happen to me? I thought I was stronger than this. I thought I was better than this. I thought I was wiser than this. And I had a couple of minutes, thinking about that, thinking about myself, thinking about my own ability to think properly, to make better decisions, So it could have affected my self-worth in that moment. But then my point is, I knew that this is not the person I wanted to end up with. But then I invested so much. I was nourishing that relationship. I was putting my best into making that relationship work. And then when it failed, I'm there thinking about, my self-worth. I'm there thinking about how I played a role into, the failure of that relationship. So yes, it's not really about you. It's just about the life of that relationship, whether it is about how the relationship started, or whether it is that the relationship didn't even have a purpose in the first place, or whether it's about how you nourish the relationship. Okay, so in this situation, I think a lot of times you have probably nourished that situation or that relationship, but maybe the relationship had a shaky foundation and maybe it didn't even have a goal, So you need to just stop blaming yourself for a relationship that was just supposed to be, let's see how it goes. If something is supposed to be, let's see how it goes, then you don't need to attach your self-worth to that thing, because the foundation self is even shaky in the first place. So when a relationship doesn't work out according to plan, there's no need to, lose your self-confidence or lose your self-worth. There's no need to think that it's because of something you did or did not do. Yes, it may be something that you did or did not do, but I think mostly it's not really about you. It's about that relationship, the life of the relationship. And like I said, a good relationship should have these three key areas should be looked into: the foundation, the nourishment of that relationship, and also the purpose, the goal to that relationship. So I think it's more about those three key areas that had issues in that relationship, and it's less about you as a person. Okay, so that's the first thing I think we should understand, that a failed relationship is not really about us, it's about the life of that relationship. The second thing I want you to remember when rebuilding your self-worth after a failed relationship is to understand that a failed relationship is an avenue to learn. Okay, a failed relationship is an avenue to learn. It's one of those experiences that you would probably have in life. Of course, we shouldn't always have bad experiences in life, and one thing I always say is that every experience in life leaves something with you. Okay, it's either it leaves you with a scar or it leaves you with a lesson, and it's up to you to choose whether you want it to leave you with a scar or you want it to leave you with a lesson. Okay, so it depends on your perspective, it depends on your approach. So like I said earlier, that sometimes you put in your very best, you nourish a relationship, but maybe it was faulty somewhere along the line of that relationship. And when that has happened, the next thing to do is not to beat yourself up about it, about the failure of that relationship, but then to allow that experience to shape you. And so for me, I think the best way to look at things is just to look at it from the perspective of a lesson. Or this relationship has failed, then this is an opportunity for me to learn. If you allow it to become a scar, if you allow the experience to leave you with a scar, that's when you begin to lose your self-worth. Right? You begin to count all your losses. You begin to think, oh, this person used me. Oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have been friends with her. Oh, you are allowing it to leave you with a scar in that, by doing all those things, by questioning yourself, by doubting yourself and all of that, by going back to how it started. No, you have to move forward from there. Okay, so I think you should actually allow that failed relationship to leave you with a lesson. Okay, let that be an avenue for you to know who you are and who you are not, right? Let it be an opportunity for you to know the things that the kind of person that you need, not the kind of person that you want. You probably started that relationship, the failed one, from the angle of want, not from the angle of need, right? If you learn from this relationship, it will help you to know the kind of person you need, the kind of person that complements you, the kind of person that will make you better, right? So every failed relationship for me is an avenue to learn. So don't look at it from the perspective, don't look at it or don't approach it in a way that it leaves you with a scar and then you lose your self-worth. Instead of that, just look at it as an avenue for you to learn, to grow, and to be a better person. The third thing I want you to remember as you rebuild your self-worth after this failed relationship is to know that a failed relationship leads to a new and better relationship. All right, so why do you attach your self-worth, your self-esteem, your self-confidence to that old relationship? It is bygone. Okay, it is bygone. And as I said with the first point, you should understand that it is not about you, it's about the life of the relationship. Again, you should see it as an opportunity to learn, and finally know and understand that this failed relationship opens door for a new and better relationship. Because if you learn from that relationship and if you become better from that experience, you get to enter into a new and better relationship. One thing I know is that most relationships that are working and thriving, if you look deeply into the relationship, you'd realize that these two people are whole human beings coming together, to become one. So if you, for example, now, let's say you break a good egg into a bowl, you want to fry 2 eggs. Now, you break a good egg into a bowl and you break another egg, and that's bad. It will pollute the entire egg, right? It will pollute the first one that you have broken, right? But imagine if one good egg, another good egg comes together, you are able to fry and eat 2 good eggs, right? So that's what I think. So if you have learned from that experience, you become better. You allow God to walk through you to help you to see the real you, and not looking at yourself as somebody who have been burnt from a relationship. No, you allow this failed relationship to lead you to a new relationship with God. And it's God that helps you to see yourself the way He sees you, to see the real you, to open your mind to the person that you are, to open yourself up to see the beauty in you, the value that God has deposited in you, right? So every failed relationship leads to a better relationship. It probably leads you to a time of solitude, a time that you grow in a relationship with God, a time that you get to understand yourself better. It's either exposing just look at it that this failed relationship exposes you to a better relationship with yourself, with God, and with the new person that is coming your way. Maybe friends, maybe a boo, maybe a life partner, So I just think that when we shift the attention from us and shift it to the relationship and what you can learn from the relationship and where that relationship is taking you to, I think we would have fewer cases of people losing their self-worth to failed relationships. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. These are just 3 key areas that I feel like, if you work on, if you pay attention to, you don't need to lose yourself after a failed relationship. Right. So as I promised earlier, I mentioned that I was going to share a life-changing relationship hack. All right. Anyways, so moving forward, after, getting better, learning, becoming a new person, opening yourself to better and a new relationship, these are the 3 key things that I think you need to bear in mind to allow the new relationship thrive and, just to enjoy a healthy relationship, either with your friends or with the boo or with a family member, a loved one, is to understand that a good relationship needs to have a good foundation, a solid foundation, right? It also needs to be nourished, and it also needs to have a purpose, okay? So going into your new relationship, this is like from the beginning to the end of any good relationship, the foundation, the nourishment, and the purpose, the goal. If 2 people come together with the goal to build a life together, with a purpose, with a reason, with a goal, right? It is easier for them to nourish the right relationship, the right goal, the right purpose. It's easier for you to sit down and talk about, why you came together in the first place. You keep talking about it, you keep nourishing it based off on a good foundation, based off on a good what am I saying? Based on a good foundation, based on a good foundation. So I think these are the 3 key things to bear in mind when you're entering into a new relationship, and hopefully this new relationship thrives. So if you want more content on how to work on or how to build these 3 key areas that I talked about, let me know in the comment section. Just drop your comments. I'd love to do that for you as well. And also I'd like to encourage you to subscribe to my emails. I share life-changing emails. If I do say so myself, I share life-changing emails every week. I don't bore you with, lots of emails, just once a week, every Tuesday. I would encourage you to subscribe to that. And if you need clarity on how to discover and leverage your potentials as a woman, leverage your value as a woman, you can grab my ebook. All of this information will be in the description box. Always check out the description box for goodies, all right? Check out the description box every time with every video, okay? And that's it from me to you guys in today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share the video with a friend and loved one, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, you are amazing and I love you. Bye.